am Bhanumati, living in Nana Nani, third phase. Mahabharata epic is filled with many heroes like Krishna, Bhishma, Yudhishthira, Arjuna and others who are always celebrated. Whenever I read and listen to Mahabharata, there is one unsung hero who always resonates with me, that is Vidura. He is considered to be a paragon of truth. He is steadfast in his duties, impartial in judgments, I want to take this opportunity to make my presentation on Vidura. He was an ideal example as to how a minister should behave. He was considered an embodiment of inner conscience of Mahabharata, a great devotee of Lord Krishna, a valiant archer, a great statesman. He had all the qualities of a king, a loyal chancellor to Dhritarashtra, craftsman of Viduraniti. Viduraniti was narrated in the form of dialogues between Vidura and Dhritarashtra. It is considered a precursor in some ways to Chanakya Niti. In Sanskrit, Vidura means a skilled and wise. He is also known as Kshatri. He was the incarnation of Yamadharma Raja due to the curse of sage Mandavya. When Mandavya was doing penance, a robber was chased by the king's men. The robbers left the stolen jewels by the side of the sage. When the king's men asked Mandavya whether the jewels belonged to him, the sage in penance could not answer him. The sage was then taken to the king, who gave the punishment to bleed until death. The sage was made to sit on a short pole. Of course, the sage survived because of his power of penance. The king repented his minister. Later on, when the sage went to heaven, he asked Yama why did he get the punishment. The sage was told that as a child he has tortured dragonflies. Then the sage advised Yama that no punishment be given for mistakes done by the children, and he cursed Yama to be born as a human being. Thus, Yama was born as Vidura between sage Vyasa and maid Parishrami. We all know the story of Ambika and Ambalika, wives of Vichitravirya, who died childless. Anxious to ensure the continuity of the royal dynasty, Vichitravirya's mother Satyavati called her another son, ascetic Vedavyasa, to bestow motherhood on the widowed queens. Vyasa, as a hermit, practicing severe penance, was fearsome in appearance and his aura was very powerful. So much so that Ambika closed her eyes and Ambalika went pale with fear when they saw him. As a result, their sons were born blind and albino respectively. Fearing that the children would not be a worthy heir to the Kuru dynasty, Satyavati requested Vyasa to bestow another child on Ambika. Out of fear, Ambika sent her maid Parishrami in her place. Unlike the two queens, maid Parishrami realized sage Vyasa's greatness, accepted him courageously, and she gave birth to a perfect child. Thus, Vidura was born by Niyoga and became half brother to King Dhritarashtra and Pandu. These instances from Vidura's life would show his greatness. Many times he forewarned Pandavas of Duryodhana's wicked plans. He also intimated Pandavas with clues for escaping from the Varanavat palace. It was made of luck. When Duryodhana and Shakuni invited Pandavas with a plan to usurp their kingdom, Vidura advised Dhritarashtra to stop the game of dice as it was the game of evil, and cautioned Yudhishthira to think what is good for him before he accepts the invitation. He also openly commented about Duryodhana's jealousy of Pandavas in multiple occasions. When Duryodhana refused to give Pandavas their fair share of their kingdom, Vidura was the only one who stood by the Pandavas. When Dhritarashtra did not forbid his son Dushasana's heinous action of grabbing Draupadi, only Vidura pleaded with the king that as the emperor he has the authority and duty to put an end to that heinous act. For mediation, on behalf of the Pandavas, Vidura repeatedly advised everyone to heed Krishna. At the time, Duryodhana lashed and called Vidura as a Dasiputra. He also claimed that he betrayed Kauravas, who have been feeding him. As Dhritarashtra did not stop his son in the hurt, Vidura declared that he will not participate in the war and quit his post. Vidura's bow was called Govardhan, presented by Lord Vishnu himself. It was considered to be one of the strongest weapons. At that moment, Vidura broke that bow and walked out. This was a huge loss for the Kauravas. After this incident, Vidura went to the forest for penance. After the Kurukshetra war, upon the request of Yudhishthira, he came back as a prime minister to advise him. After 18 years, he left the kingdom along with King Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Kunti. At the very end of Vidura's life on earth, Yudhishthira went in search of him. Yudhishthira came across Vidura's lifeless body. At that time it was believed that his spirit entered Yudhishthira, as both were the avatars of Dharma. Yudhishthira was advised by a heavenly voice, that is, Ashiravani, not to cremate his body. We have seen great personalities in Mahabharata who failed to uphold Dharma in difficult situations. What we learn from Vidura is that irrespective of the time, situation and his position, he always upheld Dharma in difficult situations. When we look around, I am sure we will find lot of Viduras amongst us. I strongly feel that we should follow, emulate and celebrate them. Thank you.